So, are we good? We seem to be good. Alright, time to start the live. Hello! Welcome everyone. Thanks for joining. It's morning here. I think you can tell that. And it's good morning to work on video games. On the Metroidvania project. We are going to work on a few things. The project is free and open source, so I'm going to leave the link in the chat. There we go. Yeah. And we have a few things, so movement bug I want to fix real quick before starting out. If I go to the project tab, in priority there's some level design stuff to do, and bringing some components into the game. So I'm going to move you, wait, where should we move you? Down here, okay, on the right screen, and we can get started. So the movement bug, for that I need the controller. Where did I put it? Hey. Okay. I have a new controller because the previous one was, well, has a bumper that doesn't work anymore, unfortunately. And the right bumper, it's not like it's the most important key, but... Oh, I have to turn off as well. Video preview on the right side. There we go. So the game works fine normally, but if you start to use the game controller, you get things like these. The dash doesn't work, and not only that, but even if I make it inactive. So I want to return if event is input event joypad motion. I'm going to return. There you go. You get that weird bug. That needs to be fixed. So this happened with the changes in the code structure. Razvan has been working on some system, some separation of concern, splitting the motion away from the character and making the skills, the abilities of the character unlockable. For the course, this is something we want to teach, so there you go. Do we try to fix that first? I don't even know why that happened, to be honest. I'm going to, let's see. Transitions should be on the player. No. Where are they? In each state. Player run, change to... So, I wonder if Razvan's here, by the way. If you're here, ping me in the chat. I'm not getting any messages right now. That's weird. There you go. Is the music too loud? I mean, there's always music in the live streams. It's the same level as every single day, so just tell me. Ah, is it? It should be. I can lower it a bit if you want. All right. I mean, I'm going to do development, so you're better off, you know. Music is a bit too loud. Okay, so I've lowered it. 5 dB should be fine. Should make it a bit more subtle. This is live. Yes. All right. So as we're working together now, I have to just get okay, I think I get what Razvan was telling me. So we had a really quick chat right before the stream, and we were talking about splitting up the code. Player has a state machine. Okay. Let me go check the skills. I have the player, and the skills update the player state. Okay, so if I look for change state, no, player dot. Okay, hook connect. Okay, global position is on floor. The base skill state is where do you change player state? You check for the player state. Change state here is okay, it's on skill. So change state changes the player's state to a target 1. Okay, so the the states, the skills directly change the state of the player, and they like work parallel to one another. That is, the dash does the same thing. I see why it's tricky. Okay. Is that a tutorial for the very beginning of doing the hook? There is no tutorial right now, but there's going to be a free series about this game. Do you prefer Unity or Godot, and why? Now, I use Godot, I don't use Unity anymore, so couldn't say. Unity is certainly a really powerful tool, filled with powerful tools, even. I really like working with Godot, that's all I can say. And what are the new mechanics? We'll see. We'll see in a moment. I'm looking to work a bit on level design, then add the combat mechanics for the character, and if we have the time, the ability to hit enemies with the hook. Okay. But first I'm trying to understand the code structure, how it works, because Razvan was telling me he had some trouble turning the base skill here into splitting it into more nodes, and what I was thinking is like our good old the previous project, I'd like this to be so not like this state machine. You have a state machine on the player with all of its individual states, but what I was thinking and was having something like that was the boss wild ball, yeah, having something like the state machine on the left, where one skill could have multiple individual states. But I think I misunderstood how this worked. So base and dash actually interact with the player's state machine, both of them in parallel. It's so they interrupt one another. That is, if you press the keys to dash, let me see, that's this script. If you press the keys here, you're going to dash. I can show you that. This is one of the new mechanic. And you have the player go to a corresponding state. It's more, the dash is more technically implemented. It's not a game mechanic we're going to use actually, because the hook does everything a dash would bring, the ability to propel yourself in a given direction, right? But it was about code structure, seeing how you can add a skill that interrupts another one and that is unlockable, right? So yeah, Razvan, I'm not saying you're wrong or anything, right? So you have Razvan in the chat. He's part of the team. We are working together. And you should see him on the channel at some point, right? While waiting for your video, Razvan. But yeah, we should ideally figure something else so we don't have... It's just about splitting this script into something like that. So having individuals... Instead of having everything on the base node, would be having like I would do something along those lines. So move, air, ground. I don't remember the states. What's all that? Idle, ground, something like that. Because these are, let's say, the base abilities that the player will have from the start of the game. Could be air, ground, idle, whatever. But the idea is just to have something like that if possible, instead of having everything in the same script, right? Because right now, when I see these blocks changing the state and all, I think we can move that to a separate file. And yeah, if we can have ledge shouldn't be unlockable. I think it should be there from the start, but if it can be completely separate, that's good. Anyway, time to get started. So I will remove the dash for now and see what's happening. Yeah. So see, that's the weird thing. That's what I'm using a gamepad, and I don't know why this is happening because it was not happening before. It definitely has to do with the base player movement. It's the way maybe you change somewhere where the way the velocity works. I have to change to check the commits. So let's do some git blame. Hold on. I can do that with, I go to skill base. Yeah, but it's kind of a new file, so I can go blame. And yeah, it's your file. You did everything. Let's go back to the commits then. Okay. No, it's not this one. It was the previous one. Decouple abilities. Okay. But yeah, there again, base is all new, so it's not the hook reaction, at least. Okay, I have to figure this out. So it's not the hook reaction, so that should be fine. It happens whenever. I'm going to fold everything. Could be physics process, could be handled input. It's the air state, direction, air max speed, acceleration. It's not the ledge state, so that I can fold. Ah, okay, so you have moving on the ground here, and I guess moving in the air is going to be here. Let me see. Enter state. I don't get why jumping normally works. Ah, it's the way you take the input direction. Okay. So let's see. Maybe it's this one. So it might be on the player. Move right. Ah, okay, I think I see. Actually, there's a separate function. Where is it? Control utils. Actually, you need to use this one. It's a bit. I put it in a separate, let's say, separate node because both the player and the hook use the joystick direction. So the idea is move direction is not just that. Can how did I code it before? I don't remember. So that was let's see what you removed in there. Probably so in the player. Get move direction was the same. That's a tricky one. There's something with the joystick direction right now that affects the vertical movement while it should not. It's just that. I think, am I browsing the... I think I'm browsing the file at this... Yeah, I can directly... Oh, that's nice. I can open the file back in time instantly with Magit. It's super cool. Okay, let me use the debugger. All right. Hi, Shadow Killer. I think I'm just going to inspect what the move direction does. Not on the player, on the base skill. Here, I'm going to place a breakpoint. Or maybe we're just going to print it. Otherwise, it's going to stop the game constantly. Yeah, you can clearly see how... Let's see. As I increase the joystick, yeah. Woo! Love it. Yes, cause aim left and right. Okay. That's actually the aim input. That's causing trouble here. Aim up and aim down. It just doesn't work with the arrow keys. It only works with the joystick. That was why. So, player that can I? Does it work? No, I can't jump directly to player. Okay, if I just do that, it's fixed for now. There we go. Okay, now let me check, just so I don't just do a quick and dirty fix, but figure out. I was having some trouble with that. Get aim joystick direction, so that's what the hook is going to use. And uses the two axes. Can I? Okay, I want to print that, so let's see what's using it. Probably the hook. And the camera is also using it. That's what was using it, not the player. I see now. Okay, I'm going to print that. I would just like, I want to compare that with aim up, aim down, left and right. I want to compare the directions here. See if move direction for the player should just be that. And back in the hook. Hi again, Mitochondria. I want to do, I'm going to build a vector 2 with get action strength. So we're going to have aim right minus aim left. So working on the input right now before doing the level design. Sometimes Control B stops working in the editor. Down should be positive Y, minus aim up. Okay, we're going to print that. Okay, everything is just has just stopped working. What parent is misplaced? Comma. There we go. Yeah, okay, the search feature. Mitochondria again. Thank you, but aren't you a student? I mean, it's really nice, but if you're a student, you want to use your money for yourself, for the things you need, or those kinds of things. Okay, so I have to manually go back to the player. I'll have to restart Godot to fix the shortcuts that are bonked, but no, actually I don't have to return to the player. Yes, I did. I want to get... I removed the print already? Was it in base.gd? Yeah, we have to change the names as well. Why did I print? Okay, maybe I removed the print statement already. No, I did not. Where did I put that print? Player skills base. Yeah, we have to change the names here. Go. Just waitlisted your link. Okay, so aim left and aim right doesn't seem to give me the same thing as get joystick direction. So this gives me... Okay, I can get the axis strength, but actually in control utils, what was I doing? Get joy axis. I normalize the value, of course. So this gives me always a direction. Okay. Message from the docs. Okay, waitlisting the link. All right, I get it. So okay, for the player, got it. That's how it's meant to be. Now here we're going to remove the print statement. So we want to use that joystick direction, and there we go. Movement bug fixed. All right, we're going to be able to start working on level design, starting with a very quick tile map. Okay, so let's go back to the status here, and I want player.gd. I just want to stage this hunk. I think that's the only one. So I wanted to change. And the rest, what did I change in there? Yes, the... okay, for now, we're going to do that. We're going to fix... you can't see it, but on the other screen, I keep my issues opened. And so I can see the issue numbers, although I can download them in Emacs as well. It's faster this way. And yes, going to push that. So that way, because Razvan might be working in parallel right now. I don't know what, it's probably late in Romania, but why do I have two instances of it? That was the wild ball, the previous one. Okay. Alright, so I'm gonna do a really tiny tile map. So, okay, this doesn't want to close, right? And Because this right now, this level is a mess. The only thing I want to check is the grid I was using. I imported it now. I was using a, I think it's 20 by 20, but maybe it's, no, it's 1010. How about we try a 40 pixels grid? Would it be too big? As a base? I have to see. Okay. Because yeah, making levels with that is going to be really inefficient. Gonna end up with lots of nodes. So instead, I want to have a tile map. Okay, but let's just see. It was nice for prototyping at first. Okay, so 80 pixels was the base unit I used. Okay, all good. One thing I want to check that I have not is what if I have a slope. Do slopes work? I think they won't. Yes, they will not. Going up is fine, going down is not fine at all. And it bugs the ledge code as well. Okay, we're going to forget about slopes then for now. Alright, so 40 by 40 pixels and... Okay, let me kill that one. System monitor, and we're gonna go find a Godot instance that's completely bugged. So let me double check. This one should be the one that's using the CPU, and this one should be the other. Because they are both named Godot, so it's a... And no, it was not the right one. Okay. Yeah, so about people are talking about paying for courses. In general, when you pay, you on top of the content that you buy, you pay for support. Although to be honest, it's really tricky. Our Discord is in every video's description, actually. You should have the link in this live stream as well. So yeah, otherwise for people who just ask questions, especially when you like the channel grows in size, every day I have 20-30 messages now, and so I can't answer people, otherwise I can't do any work, right? Okay, let's start with an 80 by 80 tile set, and so that's why yeah, part of the reason you pay is for that, is for support, for refining the course, you know, if there's a problem, those kinds of things. When a video is on YouTube, it's out for good. You have to re-upload, to take down the video and re-upload it if you need to make a change, which is a bit problematic as a content creator, because you lose all the momentum the video had. Okay, so we're going to have white, blue, what else? Come on, just want to select white, blue, green, and let's add some orange. Is it contrasted enough? Not really. Let's add some purple then. And how about some... No. Let me think about what blocks I need. For now, not too many, right? Okay. let's use these colors for now. So this is my tile set. Best art ever. I get lots of things like these. For example, do that please. Well, sorry, but no, it's not going to happen. That's not. We have lots of stuff to do. Especially why a Pokemon series? Which Pokemon on top of that? Gameplay of old Pokemon games and the new ones is not exactly the same. Assets, tile sets. Okay, go in there. Tile set slash. This one's going to be all right. Pokemon Black and White. Yeah, anyway, not gonna happen. Like, we teach game creation in general, making copies of games is really not. Or maybe you want to make a copy of that game or something like that, but it's I mean, you can, from the tutorials that we have, you can learn quite a lot of techniques you can use to create that game. To create those kinds of games, but then it takes lots of, even if you have a tutorial series, it takes experience and a lot of time. Okay, let me create a new, I'm going to create a new tile map straight. So instead of having the game scene here, I think I'll make a new one, and let's call it test. Areas, level loops. Okay, we had an areas folder already. Harvest Moonlight game series. Yeah, no, none of these requests. I won't work on any. Again, what's happening with Godot today? All right. Right, cell's going to be 40 by 40, and let's create a new tile set for it. So where's I call it basic. Assets, tile sets, basic.png, and we're going to chop you up. Might be a bit small. Okay, allow me to change the snap options. Alright, got my full tiles, and now I can start painting. Okay. The white is a bit strong, but let's see. Now I can do some real level design. And I need to set some collisions, at least on this one. Alright, done. The new tile map setup is so much better than it used to be. For the basics at least, works really well. Okay, so hopefully the way the ledge detector is implemented, it should work out of the box. Let's see that. So 2 should be what the player can not like that, to F6. Oh, what's happening with that? Ah, yeah, I have to set the collider to be collision, collision layer will be world. There we go. It doesn't mask anything. No? Doesn't work? Have you composed any new song recently? Who is this for? Okay, collision, player, mask, hold on. Player? What is the collision set wrong? It's player, but it should mask the world. Okay. Alright. Okay, now grabbing the ledge works again. Okay, so with that, first I should not see these many collision shapes. I think they should merge. Really? It's weird that I'm getting a... one-way collision, one-way margin, tileset script. Okay, so my one-way platform is going to be the blue one, let's say. Okay. Ah, it's weird. Okay. That's why the tileset base is pretty thin. Let's see, the thing is, okay, so the character can't really jump that high up on purpose. Let's go hooking point. Okay. And level test, we're going to change you to a node so you're not selectable. Come on, I got to get used to pressing this. Aha, it detects that there's something in between. But the thing is that the tile map collisions are only on one layer, so I'll have to see. Maybe we need to do the one-way tiles collisions differently. Let's see. We don't have one-way platforms. What did Enrique do last time? He made some one-way collisions. Couple ceiling, static platform. Yeah, I should really have made stuff, prepared stuff for this one. Okay. There's one of these. Let's see. It's one of these one way. Okay, one-way collision is on... Okay. So the hookable ceilings we have here are one-way colliders. But yeah, making the things with reusable components like that, it's dangerous because it makes it so we can't change existing platforms like this one. Hookable ceiling? No. Wait. Okay, I just want the hookable ceiling itself. Where is it? Hookable ceiling here. Yeah, we have too many this way to try and design levels that doesn't work. Using lots of small scenes. You need to have the base components, but reusable. I thought it would work though, but okay. So let's see. Okay, it's one way, but then I don't get to collide the other way around. The problem is if it's hookable, but not on the world. I get some issues. Let's see. Yeah, it collides with it. Even though hookable ceiling is normally one-way collisions, so it's unhookable. Editable children. It's set to collide one way. Only the edge that faces up relative to the collision polygon 2D's rotation. Why is it rotated? Why is it rotated like that? There you go. So it collides, but it's supposed to collide, but the other way around. Okay. So now we have passing platforms. Okay, anyway, I'm going to make this one local. The platform is too thick. Let's see. That's the thing I don't like too much about using. I would like to use tile maps for everything if I could. Where is the small arrow from? From here? It's interesting, that's when you... Okay, so the arrow actually comes from the one-way collision thing. Okay, so we have the margin disabled. That's it. Alright, can get started creating the level a bit. So, let's make your children unselectable. Where is that? Here. How do I select? Okay, tile map. I can't click just on any tile. Alright, let's try to make some level design. So you want to use tile maps as much as you can for those kinds of things, right? To be able to quickly Control Shift, click and drag. I should maybe bring that little keymon that you can see the keys. Please tell me if placing it at the top like that is good enough. If I should have it, because at the bottom there's going to be the bottom panel sometimes. At the top there's going to be the script editor sometimes, but let's see. Alright, so I want frames that are the size of the game first. Okay, let's have a 2 tiles margin around it. and get started from here. So the thing I want to figure out is what we can do in single frames in the game. Let me just double check that. Yeah, this would fit in the game. So I can deactivate the camera on the player here. Where's the camera? Hey, where's the camera? Camera rig is attached to the skin. Makes sense. Okay, not gonna make you current. All right. And I think. Okay, so this way we can test the levels, like so. Let's ensure that everything works playing with the gamepad. All right, it's working. Now we need to teach the very basics of the game to the player. And for that, I need to do a bit of planning, I guess. So, I'm going to see, does this work? There we go. You're gonna see my face. Where's the pad? Here. Where's the mess? Here. I didn't even check that I had cleaned everything up. We have the camera here. Everything I was using yesterday. Go away. There we go. Welcome home. Alright, I'm going to use this for level planning. Let's see if I can I don't have anything to suspend the webcam too well. Can I do something? It's going to be on the mic. Is this the worst idea ever? Okay. You're going to see it's a bit in reverse, but the basic ability... Okay, so I'm going to start with a level, and I think I need just gaps and teach the player the height of the blocks. They can, well, I should start safe, so but that's just about teaching the basics of the game. So you start with the movement and jump, and you will soon realize that you can't jump very far. So in a second frame, really the core of the game is... Okay, we're going to start safe. I should draw bigger. On top of that, you can't really see too well, right? Allow me to bring back the chat. Hey, chat on the side, like that. And I have to do things. I have to place the webcam behind me. Hold on. I need to do a bit of weird setup because I don't have too much gear here. So I'm gonna place the webcam on top of that. Okay, but now it's a bit far. Let's see with the pod if I can do anything. Yeah, it should work. Let's see, and I'm trying things out now. Sorry for that, doing it live. I didn't think beyond that, but really doing level design. This is the best way. Okay, good thing with the Gorilla Pod is I can extend the legs like that. Then I'm going to block that here. Alright, seems to be working. Alright. Almost there. That's the
one issue with the Gorilla Pod is making it hold securely. Okay, I really need it to stick there. The webcam isn't really attached to the thing. Alright, and now. Okay, are we good? Sorry for the noise and everything. Is it secure? No, definitely not, but should do the trick for now. Okay, so starting safe. I'm going to make larger frames as well. Let's see, so that you can see. Alright, so the first thing I want to do is teach the player. Okay, so I'm going to have an enclosed level. Teach the height of jumps. Which it can't jump really far, and maybe after that I want to have something, for example, like that, a platform that you have to jump like that, let's say, to reach. To say, yeah, sometimes there are gaps. So one way I can do this is to have a setup like, I will have a hole under a platform. So you have to jump like that. 1, 2, 3, and maybe last challenge, a little gap. Very easy. Oh, why is that? Audio is coming through. Yeah, sorry, it seems like the sound is horrible. No, but that's weird. Is it better now? It should definitely come from here, not from the webcam. Why did you? Okay, let's see if this works. Okay, this seems I don't know. OBS is set to use the H4 mic. It should really use the, like, if I come here, you can see, go to properties, H4. You can't see. I'm not sharing the screen. Okay, should be fixed now. So, have something along those lines. Can you see well enough? I feel like the webcam is a bit blurry. Okay. It's a little far. I'd need a better camera or setup. Okay. Again. Is it? Okay, so I'm having some issues. I feel like it switched again. Yeah, it switches automatically. What the hell? Okay, sorry, live bug. I don't know why. Maybe because the sound is stronger on the webcam now? Why would do that? Anyway. And I see that there's an issue with the desktop audio now. Like it's not getting the music. Okay. The music should be back, right? Ah, come on. Tech people are always the ones with tech problems.
Yeah. Okay. So second thing, teaching the hook in a safe environment, right? This is all safe, so we're going to have the floor, should represent the floor here. We're going to have just a platform with a hook. Very simple. So you have a hooking point and you need to hook onto the platforms. Alright, and I want one like, okay, I'm doing it like a barbarian now. I want one to be jump and hook to reach the point. This is the next thing I want to teach. Maybe not in the third frame. So I want the people to understand that they can use that. So maybe it should be in the same frame. So this would be 1 to A to B. Okay. Yeah, I'm such a savage. 3 would introduce gaps. And so maybe one gap you can jump over. And then you have another gap that you can't jump over, but where you jump, well, first you can get it with a straight hook. And the third one, however, you must jump and use the hook. So it's the same principle. That'd be 3. What else do we have to teach? Then we have to teach that you can chain hooks. So let's say you have a hooking point and another one and a platform. So you're going to do hook, hook, platform. And something like that as well I want to teach. So hook and land on the platform, right? So these are not necessarily levels or frames, right? These can be just patterns like number 2. It's about the order in which I want to teach things. Okay, and so all of this could give you an idea. You can see the... I should get a marker or something for these demos, but that's the idea. So with that, I'm gonna get back to Godot. No, with that, I'm gonna make some coffee, because I'm not feeling bad enough right now. Okay, come with me. Coffee? You mind? Of course you mind. But I don't care, because you know I don't care about anything and anyone. I should be careful with starting to... Even if it's in a really shy and let's say limited way, should be careful with the jokes I make. Oh, how's it like having my face right in front of you? Let me try to click without breaking everything. Secondary with webcam. There we go. That way you can see Godot in the background while I make coffee. Just a bit of water, not for a ton, and we're going to make some drip coffee. Yeah, so regarding humor, if I'm pretty sure, the thing is, in life, I have a very French sense of humor. I really like the French, British, Belgian dark humor in particular, and absurd humor. So I have to really refrain from doing it on the channel, so things don't get too. Sorry, maybe I'm a bit far from the mic. So things don't get too weird. But I normally really have a heavy sense of humor, and I'm not saying that in necessarily in a positive way. It's I like and make jokes that are probably not funny to a lot of people, but in the sense that they are not necessarily easy to understand. As in, it's hard to understand the connection sometimes. All those kinds of things. So it's mostly, we laugh a lot with close friends. And I do things, for example, when I first learned bad words in Japanese, I would use them. So for Japanese people, you don't use insults and bad words. Basically, it's extremely rare. Even the few that you will hear, it's mostly in manga that it's used. It's not used in real life, even to joke, to fool around. It's very rare. So, but for me, it was so much fun that started using it. I had a friend, a girl who's Japanese, but she's not the typical Japanese, so she doesn't mind using bad words, all those kinds of things. But she started calling me bastard because I told her the word in English, and people on the street when she would call me that sometimes would look at us like super weird because we'd speak Japanese and she'd call me bastard. A lot of Japanese people don't understand this one. In Japanese, the closest one would be, again, words you only see in manga, but that are kusotare or kusokurai. Kusotare, one of the translations is bastard. I've never heard a Japanese person use it. But kusokurai, you'll see it quite a bit in manga. It means eat poop. Pretty nasty thing. The series Dragon Sea says, if you've seen the series Firefly, I enjoyed how they handle the cursing. Never seen. I don't watch series and I barely play games lately. The only game I play is lately is DDR. I played Sekiro, but I'm far from finishing it. Like, I got it just when it got released. Maybe did 2 or 3 bosses. That's it. Okay, the coffee is almost ready. And I will refill the water. But even if you search in the dictionary, it's funny because in Japanese they are even hard to find, because you have lots of bad words in English, in French, and if you try to translate them, you don't find much actually. There are a few. There's the verb fuzakeru, which means to be kidding. Are we still going to code? Yeah, of course. I'm making coffee. There you go. I mean, I'm here for 4 hours, so... Oh, you can't hear me now, probably. Turning this around, I'll head to the restroom real quick. Can you hear me? Yeah. I'll head to the restroom really quickly and be right back. Alright, let me clean my hands and let's get back to work. Okay, it's a bit high. Now it's a bit low. Now it's a bit in the middle. Okay. Did James, you ordered yourself a set of keycaps? What? Again? Thank you, Mitochondria. So Mitochondria, since yesterday, is donating money, also supporting the show. Thanks, but you just supported me doing nothing. I was just telling stories, not very good ones on top of that. But thank you, I really appreciate it. All right, the mic should be closer. And now let's do level design, a bit more seriously. Hi David, welcome. Okay, let's bring the chat here, you here. The sound, everything is good. Let's get level designing. Quick tip for level design and a lot of things on the computer pen tablet. You'll see really quickly why. So if I start working on my tile map here, I can just really quickly draw the level like much faster than with a mouse. Okay, so first level, I want to teach the player. The player is going to start. So I don't have these things on the side. Okay, so I'm going to design a few levels in a row, and I want to move the player. The player's starting point should be, let's say, on the left every time. Place it on the ground, and so select the tile map. It's weird that I have to select the point at the top to select the tile map, but well. Okay, so you walk a bit, and then you have to jump. One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I want to implement a system. So just to explain, I'm going to design a few frames. And then I want to start making the system where in the levels we have the spawn point and the end point. Yes, the tiles sometimes flicker, and you need to fix it. How can I say? Yes, the tiles can flicker, and you have a few ways to fix that. Okay, so we're going to have that, and from there we want to have maybe a block or one tile platform up there that you can't reach from here, that you can reach from here. Let's see. Okay. Oh, I can jump farther than I thought. Yeah. So I'm going to... Oh, also, important thing in debug, sync scene changes. As you draw the tile map, it updates instantly in-game, right? And I always have the R key in the game to restart the scene normally. Is it gone? Okay, I'll just have to add it back, but... Alright, so... The point of this section is with the ledge grab you can actually reach it. Okay, make you higher up. You can reach it still. Higher up. Okay, you can't reach it from there, but you can reach it from there. All good. So I want to have that ledge grab because of that, because of how you're going to jump around pretty fast with the hook pretty quickly. I want to have that mechanic to allow us to make challenging sections with the hook and not have to bother the player with too precise jumps, while the jump is not really at the core of the game. It's really going to be the hook. Okay, so I have this challenge. What can we have? Yeah, this makes the screen... Oh, sorry. This makes the screen really big. Okay, anyway, I'm going to remove these, hide them, and also invisible collision shapes, and then we'll start drawing everything. Let me see. So we can't have the player fall on the other side. I'm going to fill that space. You're going to have... Well, you have one-way platforms here, maybe? Let's see. Close the level on that side. Okay. All right. How many cells can you jump? 2. It's really... You can just walk. That's interesting. Okay. That's... So with that ledge thing, I have to be careful. Okay, so we have that, and one in section maybe like 1. Jump here. Not sure. The scale of the game makes it so there's a lot of visibility. Which I think is nice, but let's see. Okay, so I want to grab the select tool, Control B. Select all that and move it. Oh. Two cells left. And I'm not sure about this one, this part. Let's see. Imagine that the top is all going to be absolutely beautiful graphics. Actually, the top of this level maybe would have it open. I still don't know where the character would start. The idea with the game and the game series that we make in terms of the environment, probably going to use develop a world of game development and Godot, right? And use that for the games at GD Quest. Okay, so I'm thinking now, the thing is the frame is quite large. So I'm trying to think about how to guide the player to an exit. If it's not too big, if it looks good enough, you know. But with the way the hook works, we really need to have these small cells for one, and that large open space, right? That feels a bit empty. Wait, are you not updating anymore? Sync, scene, and script changes. Yeah. Okay, does the job. Stalagmite, stalactites. In French, it's with a stalactite. In French, is with a C. And stalactites, I would guess it's the same in English, is the ones that fall, and mites the one that go up, I believe. Okay, so this is fine for the first level. Okay, now what I think I'm gonna have. A nice question from Wayniak. Is that how you pronounce it? I'm new to your work, game dev in general. Do you suggest just blocking in your game with generic animations like this and then doing the art last? This is how most people do it. This is how professionals generally do it. Because at this stage, when you're prototyping the levels, you're not sure that maybe you want to change the gravity, the speed of the character, and all that stuff. If you change any of that, the animations change. You can't have the same run animation, for example, the character goes slowly or fast, because the spread of the legs has to change. And same for the environment art. My cells are 40 by 40 pixels right now. But maybe I'll figure that this is too small and I'll want to increase it to 60 by 60 or something like that. So if you do the art, it just gets messed up. Okay, so this is going to be level 1, It's... What? What happened? Level 1? Control D? Okay, this is what we call a bug. You can see the okay, I'm going to save. Try to... Okay. Godot crashed. Didn't like that too much. And I could not rename it in the end. Okay, now it's working. And I can duplicate my tile map. So, I just want to move you, little tile map. Will you let me move you? How do I turn off the editing? Can't move it directly? Should be able to. See, it shows the widget, but... Okay. Copy, cut, bucket fill, pick tile, okay. I don't seem to have an option. Okay, I can remove the grid as well. Okay. Paint all. All right. Doesn't seem to work. Well. Okay, you are not really meant maybe to move the tile map. What do I do? Do I design? I don't want to design the whole thing. Okay. I'm going to save the branch as scene. Call it level 1. Let's place it here for now. Duplicate, make local. Well, duplicate. Oh, even if I duplicate it. Okay. I'm going to add a node 2D then. Make it the scene root. Tile map as a child of level 1. Let's see if it works. So now, okay, now I can move it reliably. Make this local. This is just so that all the tiles in my tile map are relative to that point. So you can see coordinates in the top right of the viewport. When I place my cursor, I want this to be the origin 0, 0. Clear everything. So now I need to connect the two. Control Z not working now. Okay. I'm using a stable version. 3.1.1 or am I? 3.1 stable official. Maybe I'm not using the 0.1. I don't know. I thought I had gotten it. So, second level, we've done the jumps. Now we do the hooks. Okay. Second level starts pretty high. Well, the thing is, actually, I think... Okay, we'll place level 2 like that. I also want to figure out how to have an area editor, but now I think I got it. I got the idea. The only thing is the extent of the level to make it one frame. Hold on, I think I'll reduplicate level 1 to have the size of 1. Yeah, I have bugs with shortcuts now. Don't know what's happening. Yeah, crashed again. Hold on. I'm gonna get a new copy of Godot. Should be /download, is it? Bingo. Standard version. How come the internet is so slow? fiber cable here. Some of the videos I'm using as a reference for the next course, well, that I have to watch, right? And so but no, I know why. Because I've started Godot from the command line. And so my Godot version that I use from the command line is, let's see. Yeah, bingo. So I'm gonna grab this one. Okay. To which we're going to... I forgot to replace that version. Okay. And now... Yeah, so maybe... okay, it was definitely not the 3.1.1 then. So now we have 3.1.1. Okay, and we're going to make level test the base for the game. What did I put it? Areas, level test. Alright, so now should work a little better, and I lost some of my changes actually. Okay, so we're going to add a node 2D, which is going to be the level itself. So this is going to be level 1, tile map as a child. There you go. Save the branch as scene. Well, it had saved the scene though. So that's that. Level 2, make local, move it so that the base of the level starts here. And I'm going to use, I think I'm going to use a tile that I'm not using yet for the frame of the level. What is it? Control? No, control is to sample. Wasn't it shift? Ah, it was shift. Okay. This gives me the frame of the level now. Maybe I can just have a few tiles. There you go. I do want to have the bottom edge though figured out. There you go. Alright, so that way I can carve the entrance here for the player. Alright, and remove all that on the right as well. Oh, and I have to be careful actually to... well, I'm going to Control Z is not working well. Again, it's weird. I do want to add some collision to this. Why is it? It's like this. It's not working. It should. Because of the snapping. 2 works on the first 2 but not on the third one. Okay, I don't know why. Gonna make the... okay, wait. 3, 4, enter. No, back to the... Is it a matter of what's the matter? Okay, if I do that, do I have a collision shape? I can't create a collision shape on this one. Okay, looks like a bug. Great. Will the next tutorials go with Firebase itself or only Godot? Firebase in Godot. It's really about doing a logging screen, all those kinds of things. And yes, make local converts a scene to list of nodes that are available in the current scene. All right. Now I can add the hooking points. Whoa, 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 whoa. Visibility not working here. I'm having weird bugs today, to say the least. Okay, hookable ceiling we're not going to use, we're just going to use hook target now. So, we're going to have okay, I should have some system to set the limits of the tile map and figure out some system to make every level editable from here. That'd be really great. I want to figure this out. But hey, later. Okay, so I'll have a small corridor, go through this. Let's see, drawing is bugged now, again. Why is that? So the character comes here, there's... Okay, we're going to have really a wall. Okay, there are a few things to teach actually, more than I thought at first. Because we can have a hook target right there to reach something that's unreachable. So 4 slabs like these, too high, so you can have a hook target from the entrance. But then one thing that's interesting is you can not only have the hook take you directly to the platform, like so, but you can have a target, and these are going to be children of the tile map as well. You can also have the target be... Well, we're gonna have the character go up to start to suggest to the player that there's going to be some verticality to the levels. So let's create another slab, stack some, same size roughly. I think I can copy and 1, 2. One thing, yeah, I see a few things to teach. So one is going to be having, so what did I say? The first things. We start with that. What's Firebase? Someone is Dragon C is asking. Firebase is a product from Google that allows you to handle login, at least some web services basically for the player. I have to check what Firebase does and does not exactly. There you go. You can authenticate, have notifications, and have lots of services. So I wonder if now they don't have ads and those kinds of things in there as well, right? So it's a suite of services packed into one place. You can have your database to store analytics or whatever data, those kinds of things. Okay, let's have the player come here. Oh, and now I need to make the camera active again. Have to do that thing. Figure out how to make the camera snap 2 levels when need be. R should restart the game. It was there. Is the restart R? Ah, yeah, but you don't have the game script here. Game.gd. There you go. I didn't reload this one. Virtual mistake. Okay, so now I can restart the scene. Okay, so okay, second one. So I want to teach using that to reach an unreachable platform. Okay. All right, so you're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4. Unreachable platform 1. Okay. And more vertical. Okay. Or more horizontal. People talking about procedural generation. It's nice. The only thing is, if you make a procedurally, it's very hard to make a good level design. Not just to make the generation work, but to make the game's levels meaningful and fun. It's already hard to do by hand, but when you generate it procedurally, it's even harder. Okay, so next up, I want I want a horizontal one. So I want to have something like you're going to have stairs here, maybe. Steep stairs. Okay, like so. It's not going to work well like that. Aritra, welcome. Enjoy learning Godot. Okay, the problem is these really take you far. Okay, so jumping, you can't reach the platform. You'll have to see jumping and using that. Okay, so hooking target, this is too close. Yeah, because the hook really sends you far right now. It's really powerful, so... Let's see, and we're going to have a third one. The idea is to have one in the middle. First, to have just one that you can use, I think we're going to make it like that. So it needs to be pretty safe for the player, right? To be easy to reach the platform. Do you want the first hook target to be there? Can you still reach it? If I do that? Yes, but get blocked by the slabs on the left, so let's remove that, and let's remove that from here as well. There are some issues with the hook reaction right now. So you doing level design is But having to backtrack like that, it's really no fun. Don't want to have that. So we're going to make it more vertical here. Okay, let's just have the hook targets for now. So then in the game, I think you'll start without the hook, and we'll make it very obvious you grab a hook somewhere, and you start to get the line in front of you, so you can get a sense that you can click or do something. Put a wall and springboard. Yeah, the thing is, you see how the hook sends the character flying like that? That's the kind of level design that I want to give the player actually with that game. So that's the way it's meant to work, but we'll have to really fine-tune the feel of the hook, especially to interact with slabs like these. And the game is meant to be a bit hard, so it's not meant to be for absolutely everyone. But I do want to make it so, see when you hook like that, how the character jumps over the slab. So let's see, for now, maybe you can have a wall, like so. To get you either get to the wall. Okay, and the second one needs to be sends you really too far. So I think character should have to see how to design this. The hook is, right now it's designed so that it can take you farther than the hooking point, so it takes you on an arc. That was the idea, at least. Okay, can't reach the... We can reach the point back, but it's too technical right now. But I don't know if this makes the gameplay, the movement precise enough right now. I feel it's not very precise. So it could be fun, but hey. Okay, so then I want... Okay, so I want a slab here. And I want... So you'll have a hooking point in the middle, and the idea is that you need to use it to reach the next part, next chunk of the level. But not too far, otherwise it's not too interesting. Can you make it swing? Like the characters swing around the hook? Yeah, you can. I mean, you have to code this, like everything. Okay, so the point is that it's not reliable. You have, because you have to jump going in the direction of the hook. Going up, it works. Going forward, it doesn't work. Gives you some forward momentum, but doesn't work as well as going up. Because the hook pull force is scaled based on the distance to it, and right now you can see it doesn't work too well. If you are really close, it pulls you very well. If you are in the middle, does not. For now, you can't just hook and swing around the rope, but the point is to be able to chain the hook, so it gotta see at some point, but it makes little sense game design wise to have the character do that. Okay, I think I'm going to remove the slab altogether and have it just like that. And so then I want to move it closer to the previous point and the hook target here as well, so that you can hook in the middle of nowhere. Oh, you can reset, go. Ah, if I reset, it resets to the previous save state. How about you hold the button and make the momentum stronger? I don't think that's a good idea. To me, I have a mechanic like that planned. The idea is to make the base hook more reliable, so more predictable in the way it makes you jump. So instead of just applying a force like it does right now, we should be able to predict where it's going to take you. So that would be the first thing. But then have one thing where you charge the hook and you can shoot it, and it's going to anchor somewhere and pull you to it, or propel you past the point, something like that. It's really like a charge that takes you to a different place or different length, and that you can use also in combat. Each mechanic in the game should be as versatile as possible. That's a plan though, and we don't have that in place yet. Well, the focus is on teaching decent game design practices. So I really want to explain, the reality of game design and code, and compared to the previous course, show really from a game designer's perspective, but someone who codes as well, what are the challenges of why we want to separate some parts of the code and things that can seem tricky or overly complicated, why we do them, and how much, because the game design and the things like the hook, for example, see, I'm talking about changing the way the hook pulls the player, etc. The most basic way to code it would be to have all the code on the player script, but the hook is a completely separate object, and it's going to make its calculations itself. It's a complete scene with a number of nodes and multiple scripts. But as a beginner, maybe your idea would be you just code the hook as one single script, and if you do that, it makes it so hard to change, and it makes the game, as soon if your game design doesn't work, and it won't work at first, it makes the game extremely hard to update. 3. Okay. But yeah, really, the first, I'm not happy with the way the first one works here. When you are down like that, it really pulls you too far. I really want the hook I want the character to fall back down around the hooking point, right? And not to go over and way past it like that. Maybe we should do something as in Flynn hook, where it really pulls you to that point and not anywhere farther than that by default. And then have the charge hook, have you do something like that, but stronger. So hold on, there was a question about the swing. Maybe do the swing part in character animation then. Coding the swing is not a problem at all. The problem is it does not make sense for the game. That's the main thing. Gameplay wise, it. Yeah, no, I think. Okay, so I have to write this down. Okay, so I have a problem that applies a force to that to the no, it's not the hook. The player reacts. Character reacts to currently reacts to the hook. You may jump way back, way. I'll increase the resolution for you. I'll zoom in for you. The jump affects the motion, which I feel. Flynn hook or Zelda games. It pulls you so a hook state, or in which case I think this can work. Let's see if I got some answer from Razvan, because he was working. Ah, not yet. Okay. I need to do that when I create the issues, adding them to the project. Projects, this one. Well, it's actually one to tackle in priority. Okay. Okay, so the thing is, I shouldn't make too much progress with level design from there. Because it's not reliable. I have to change the hook. Well, I can, although I can definitely do that. I could do a level over there. I can have the player start from up there and go down. No, I'm going to have them go up again. And let's see. We're going to have hooks, like you're going to chain 1, 2 to B is going to be, so there was jump and hook. I need some people to test the game afterwards, but so you're going to have that jump hook, and then you're going to have hook hook hook. Okay, this is going to be crappy, but jump hook. Okay, so hook hook and hook, something like that. So hook hook, I create a pit in here. Well, I really need to add spikes and the character depth from there, I think. So jump and hook, hook hook. Where's this one? Need to move the player now. Jump and hook is not really working. But see, there's that thing where it really takes you too far. I have to change that. And yet, the range of motion of the character is just insane, I think, right now. With the hook compared to, I mean, it's on purpose, but and see, that's the thing. I'd really like when you use the hook, it should reliably pull you to a certain point. Okay, you can get up to 4 slabs. Right, so we have to remove one more. Yeah, it's really not too great now. Thanks for offering to help test. Right now there's nothing too interesting to test. The project will need some changes. You can clone the repository, yes, the link's in the video description as usual. And does the momentum scale with the length of the rope? Yes, it does, but it's not good enough. If I jump here, I can actually get this one. Well, this is how level design is, by the way. It's really you figuring out some of the game mechanics as you do that. And so I need to move this one up, this one as well, like that. But see how it can send you way too far and not far enough when you get... I don't think it was like as crazy on the wide range. Were there some changes? Or did I just not realize because I was playing with too many hooking points too close to one another? I had Enrique work on the level design, but he did not report anything wrong. I think it's the hook is completely wrong right now. So it should be on the player base here that we have on hooked onto target. Yeah, see, it's just a hard-coded value right now. It's a false. 05. Are you able to do a double tap? What is double tap? What do you mean by that? Okay, so my scaling for the false is like that. Yeah, I'm in the 0-1 range. Let's see. Okay, the range was a bit strange. So yeah, the power function doesn't work too well. Times, where's the keyboard? I need pi. Okay. There we go. Here I can get a nicer curve. So if I'm the idea is this remaps the false based on the distance to the hooking point. So if you're 20% of the way, you will get 60% of the false, and if you are as far as you can be to the hooking point as you can, you will get the full force pulling you. So let's see, power distance. If I play look, okay, so I need sine of this times pi times 2. Power, right now I'm 04, times pi divided by 2. Versus this was x exponent a. See the difference in the curve, how much smoother it is with the periodic function. here. But I don't think it's going to make a huge difference in terms of feeling. Yeah, on the thing is, I think I need to scale. Okay, what's his player move? Speed, acceleration. Direction, distance. Okay. Wait. Moves the player. Velocity plus equal. Move direction times accelerations times delta. No. No. Should not do that. Times acceleration, well, times delta. It sets, yeah, it's adding a false. I think there's a problem with how Razvan changed the movement delta. Yeah, see, he makes it I don't think that's a good idea to use the function here. It makes it much harder to understand. So is it the velocity? What do we change? I understand that he wants to change play velocity in only one function, but we should have a player apply false or something like that instead. It's going to be pull base false, blah 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 blah. It's going to be that. Now it's all about how we vary that A. Should be much softer. 0.7. Maybe I have to restart the game to change that one. Yeah, there's really an issue with the vertical axis. I really think this method is not going to work too well. Okay. What did you say in the chat? Yeah, Desmos is a website to do some maths and graphing. Alright. Allow me to take a break. Real quick. I'll leave a link in the chat to this website, really useful. You're playing bass false and not full? Yeah, thank you. Definitely a typo. There you go. Now it's much stronger when we're away from the point, and much weaker when we're very close to it. Okay, the control is a bit better for the purpose of this level. What about adding or subtracting gravity on what you're trying to accomplish there? No, you don't. Gravity, you shouldn't play on gravity. It's messing up you would be messing up the logic. The calculations have to be reliable. So right now I'm just trying to temporarily fix the force that gets applied, like improve the feel of the applied force with the hook temporarily. But yeah, thanks Thomas for the help. But then for a proper fix, we need to think design-wise about what the hook should do. If it should be a little, if the game should be really permissive, and so you can fly around in the air and have fun however you want, if we want physics-based motion like that, which can work as long as you don't need to reliably get to platforms. But another way would be to have a specific move state that really reliably moves the character to that yellow point and nothing else, and then it lets gravity do its job once again. So it completely separates state once you hook, which is not too hard to code. I think that'd be nice to have something like that. Now player move, I don't like that one. So I'm going to have function player apply force. It doesn't return anything. And pull anyway, it being a false, it should be like that. Adds a method, but having one method with 4 arguments that you manipulate to make it work, like adding a force, not too fond of that. But yeah, for the thing with the way it works for, and the reason I want to make the pool a lot more reliable and predictable is for level design. Because right now you can hack the level design in lots of ways. I think that it's too hard to make it reliable as it is. So you really want, when you're designing a platformer or those kinds of things, if you can, you want to make the jump distance and height and the range of motion of the character really predictable, in that you could use an equation to calculate where the player is going to move. So you can use that for the AI to know where the player is heading and not just where the player is. But also you can use for debugging tools and level design, where you know that the character will exactly be able to move that amount of pixels, etc. So you can place elements on the level design and make sure that some elements are only accessible in one or a handful of ways. Anyway, quick break, because I'm starting to lose momentum. Level test. Scene. That. Okay. And for level design, we're going to stop here. Crashing again. Couldn't add the label. Okay. Now it's working. Just so I can say, be right back. Should have that prepared, but well. Font. Well, let's create a copy that and make it there you go. Thinking like set an area to trigger a difference in gravity just for certain areas, wants to make it more difficult task for the character. Everything you do game design wise, it has to be really reliable. So if you make areas of lower or higher gravity, it has to be really visual, and it becomes a game mechanic, very specific. And anyway, you don't want to add that at this point. The base motion and the core mechanics must be well in place before you add anything else. And it's one of the most common mistakes that designers make, even professional ones. So I was talking with Pig Dev. He had a job on level design to start to work on the level design, prototype it, and figure out the issues with the hook. And I have to check if I wrote that really, really well, really clearly, because he didn't say anything about the hook, I think. But more importantly, from the start, he talked about adding obstacles and moving platforms and those kinds of things. And he didn't do what I'm doing now, which is now I have to do it, like testing just the core motion. And the task, however, was explained that it should focus on the core mechanics. And even a professional designer loses track of that. Very common for people, and you're just wasting time if you do that. Because it distracts you from the base mechanic, which you need to spend a lot of time on and a lot of efforts on. And it's not always fun to refine the same thing over and over, but if you want to make a good game and a full project, this is essential, because it's the base feel of the game that the players will interact with all the time. That's why I'm working without graphics as well. Anyway, be right back. Okay, I'm back. All right. For level design, I'm just going to move things around in the project and okay, well, for now we're going to make it local, save, remove this file. Must say, I said I would do a 4 hours live stream, but my throat is starting to hurt a bit, and I've got to record afterwards. I mean, you can probably hear that there's something with my voice now. So let's make it 3 hours something. Okay, if you don't mind, because otherwise I think if I keep talking for too long now, I'll have trouble recording this afternoon. Okay, so let's do okay, about the levels, I'm not sure. I think I was going to prototype the checkpoint things, but really the hooks, I need to implement the new hook first, or the hook state for the player. So that will be a priority, right? So we are going to add, we have some petrol AI. Okay, so I'm going to push that. Okay, project.godot, wait, okay, that I should not change. Okay, I'll check that. Game.ts, yeah, no, I don't want to change. Don't want that. Skills base. Okay, that I'll keep for another one. Alright. I'm going to just push that then. Prototype initial. Okay. Prototype the initial levels, add the time up to edit them efficiently. Some notes in there. The hook. So this is for which task? Let me see. Type level frames and transitions. Okay, this closes 3031. Hold on, I should really move view and have view on this side. Edit levels efficiently. The hook needs work. Needs to change to help us design levels reliably as well. Well, why do I do that? I have my scripts to switch. All the level design work is subject to change. Subject to change. As a result, the level design work. Okay, then I want to do one thing. It's... So the, do I remove it entirely already? Level loops. Didn't we have a playground? No. Just have these. Because these are not going to be usable. The idea was to extract loops, but yeah, this was a bad idea. What does the void do? It's like a gap the player can fall into. Okay, it's a really small thing though. Look, do I remove that right now? Don't think we'll use that at all. Okay, create a new issue. Actually, if I do that on the project, create issue, issue create, there we go. Okay, hold on, I should probably detach. Oh, okay, what if I do that? If I try to detach it, right click, can I do that? Yeah, bingo. So that way you can see it's a bit a little bigger. So one thing I do, hub community, hub issue create, and Dragon asking, will the change you added be available right after this video? Yes, yes. In the UI, some of the margin and scale controls cross over. Workaround is to drag manually and eyeball it. Use grid if needed. Wait, it sounds like you're... Are you sure there's a bug like that? Yeah, but don't use the... okay, on 9 patch rect, I see. Okay, might be. The UI is generally, the UI system in Godot is very reliable. It's used throughout the editor, but I see a lot of people misuse it because it's quite deep as well. It's quite complete. I mean, the whole Godot editor. Where is it? Godot, come here. The entire editor and everything scaling and the trees, etc. are the control nodes that you use here. So often, even an instructor, I mean, we may misuse the things at times. All right. I was going to write. Remove initial. We should And it's likely version should do tile maps. Working with collision shape as much as possible. Hub excellent tool for GitHub and working with free and open source software. Just to show you, so I've written that on the command line, and if we go to the repository and the issues, you'll see the issue I created just now. You can add labels, you can do lots of things. I can assign people to tasks and all that stuff, all that from the command line. Okay, now latest changes. What did I do? Okay, I should do this. Okay, these for now I'm going to do X. I just want Henrique to be able to see it. And let's do okay, now the changes will be up there. I just wanted to check one thing. I closed the window again. It's that when I do close A and B, it does close the two and not just the first one, but I think P is for push, right? Close 30, 31. See, it closed 30, but not 31. Okay, and now if they're closed, I just want to check that they went to done. Great. So 3 tasks done for now. Okay, I'm going to the thing is the stagger part is going to be a little tricky. Player death and respawn. My voice is starting to crumble a bit, so as we just close the task and I pushed everything, I think I'm gonna stop the stream here because my voice is only gonna get worse from now. I really wanted to do 4 hours, but it's not worth it if I'm not gonna be able to speak, right? You can follow the project on this repository that you can find in the video description and in the chat. Please start the repository. If you are on GitHub, little click, it helps to have it rank higher up, and so that more people will be able to find the game, which is free and open source. Right now it's still a small project, but it's only going to get better from now, right? And I want to thank you very much for joining. Okay, it's really time to take a break. Let me see. There you go. Thank you very much for joining the stream. There will be more. We are also looking to do short game jams on this project with the team. So tomorrow, Wednesday, for here, well, on Wednesday, we're doing that with the team. With Henrique, Guilherme, everyone's going to be working together. But that said, I want to thank you kindly for watching. Be creative, have fun, and let's see one another in the next one. Bye-bye.